The doctor is in.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Sal from DrSecrets.com. Thank you so much for joining in. Today we're going to take a look at
what's inside your navel. This week I saw a guy that came in and he had a little bit of discomfort around his navel area. So he went spelunking, took some Q-tips and stuff and started fishing around inside of his little navel hole. And while he was fishing down there, he noticed a lot of kind of dark material came out, kind of yucky, crusty, gross. So his next logical step was to inquire, well, what exactly is my navel and how far does it go down? How far does all this nasty crud reach? So in this session, I'm going to set your mind at ease by showing you what your navel is, that it's a blind alley, how far down does it go, and to understand where your navel comes from, first we have to go back to your origins. So I'm just going to shut the lights down here and take you back to when you were a fetus. Oh, isn't that cute? Now let's move on here. What we have here is a little baby almost ready to be born. So this is you at 9 months. Over here is your placenta. And what you have to realize is that your navel is actually what used to be your mouth. Your navel was used both to get nutrition, so basically to eat by absorbing nutrients from your mom through the placenta, and it was also used to absorb oxygen and remove carbon dioxide, also through the agency of the placenta and through your mother's blood supply. So what you can see here is this is basically the digestive and respiratory tract here when you're a fetus and baby. And as you can see, this circuit runs through your liver and then connects to your heart. At this point, your lungs are not in operation because we don't have gills, so we can't breathe the amniotic fluid around us. And also in that swimming pool, there's nothing for us to eat. So that is why we depend on the navel, and hence this early developmental circulatory and digestive system. Now, on birth, not only do you come out and the placenta comes out, as everyone is probably aware, you also have this long umbilical cord that connects to your belly button or navel. In the temperature differential when you come out of your mom, just like how coming out of a swimming pool you get cold, or if you went streaking out in the winter you go pale as a ghost, the same thing happens to the umbilical cord. It goes into shock by the temperature differential of coming out from the womb into the outdoors, and that causes a vasospastic response, which then basically clamps down on the umbilical cord, severing this connection, and then you have your first few gasps for breathing, and then it's off to the races. From that point on, you never use this system again. You start using the lung circulatory system, and you start opening your mouth, crying and sucking breast milk all day long to power growth, and that starts up your alimentary canal. So the navel is a residual from that process. It's basically your fetal mouth. And what happens after the umbilical cord separates, usually you have a little stump for about the first week. That kind of degenerates and falls off, and then you're left with this little invagination in the belly button or navel area. That belly button, this whole connection that used to be there passing up to the liver and back to the heart and so forth, that whole system degenerates as well. Basically dissolves, withers, dies, disappears. One thing that's left as a remnant that you can still see is on the liver. There's two ligaments that were the original connections to the belly button. So the belly button basically is a blind sac, and it really has very little depth, if any at all. It's a very superficial area, but some people worry that the belly button runs into their belly and connects with the intestines and stuff. That's obviously patent nonsense. It's a very shallow area. All right, I'm going to turn back on the lights and then talk to you a little bit more about just some final points on belly buttons. So the leftover belly button or navel or umbilicus, because it's right up by the surface of your clothes, just like how you can get sock fuzzies from your toes intercalating and rubbing against socks, you can also get lint collecting in the belly button. So that's most often what people see when they start fishing around with Q-tips and stuff, is basically a collection of dead skin, dirt, lint, a bunch of crusty, nasty stuff. And occasionally, if water seeps in there and it stagnates, it can actually set up a mild infection, which is usually very easy to fix with just some topical antibiotics squished in there or oral antibiotics. But even that is surprising that it doesn't give more trouble than it does, but it rarely ever gets infected. There's also a few rare conditions like endometriosis deposits, which is basically womb tissue, instead of coming out through the vaginal area, refluxing back inside into the tummy area, migrating its way to where the navel is. In some of these unfortunate cases, every month during the period time, the menses, these females, and obviously it's only females, males wouldn't get endometriosis. In these females, they can get bleeding from the belly button during the periods, which is pretty unusual, and usually a cause for a lot of medical excitement. If you go into a hospital with something like that, this is the type of thing that you call all the medical students over to come and take a look, see. Another thing that sometimes can go wrong is sometimes you can get false passages that originate from the umbilicus into the abdominal cavity, which is called a fistula. So conditions that might promote something like that would be like Crohn's, and there's a few others. But again, these cases are very, very rare. The vast majority of cases of crusties coming out of somebody's navel is basically just a hygiene thing, is just a collection of lint. It's basically the umbilical equivalent of your toe sock fuzzy. So usually nothing to lose sleep over, nothing to write home about. So anyway, that is the medical secret for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll upload some more medical secrets in the near future. Have a terrific rest of your week, and thank you again for watching.
Thanks for watching. Get notified of new videos. Subscribe now.